Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Welcome to my cozy apartment. It's time for another Q&A because it's been a while, honestly, and I got some interesting questions recently. And also, we've hit another mini milestone. We've got 25,000 fellow monkeys on this channel now. Thanks a lot. That's amazing. I've got an awesome weekend behind me. The weather was super good around Vienna these days, and I got some outdoor bouldering in, pretty cool. And I want to make a little video about this area where I've been and what it was just an amazing forest with awesome sunshine, you know, the animals and stuff. Really nice atmosphere. But I couldn't get this one problem done, and I want this problem to be in the video as well. So I couldn't finish all my shots that I need for this video. And that's why I have to postpone the release of this video to another day. And I thought, man, why not simply take this Q&A as a replacement for that? Because, as I said, I've got some interesting questions recently that I want to answer. And it's also a good opportunity to get to know me a little bit better for all the new subscribers. So without further ado, let's get into these interesting topics. Let's roll that intro.
Who do you got in mind?
We're back already. Sorry. By the way, that's my post-workout meal from the day. Rice with red cabbage, some veggies, and some tofu sprinkled on for the proton gains. Amazing. Alright, so I've got my notes here. Let's get this done. The first question I got, man, do you have any tips for improving footwork? Maybe slabs? What are your thoughts on slabs? And so, if you're a beginner, my best tip for improving footwork quickly is first, my best tips. First, step on your toe tips. It's really important that you step on your toe tips. The most frequent mistake that I see from beginners is that they step with their whole foot area, okay, with their whole foot surface. And what this causes is that they are very immobile when it comes to twisting and turning their feet, you know, and turning their hips. Because as you can imagine, if you're stepping, I've talked about this by the way in my Footwork for Beginner technique episode, and I'll link it somewhere up there. If you're stepping very lateral on a foothold with your whole area, you're locked in. You're kind of locked in from a mobility point of view. Okay, you cannot twist and turn your feet anymore. And of course, that's important if you want to stay quickly and you want to execute technique properly and quickly on a wall. You have to have this mobility. So step on your toe tips, first tip. Another tip that I can give you is try to step as silently as possible. So especially if you're doing your warm-up traversing and stuff like that, okay? You want to try to make no noise. Don't make any not so clean foot moves. Don't slap your feet against the wall and try to kind of hit these big footholds somehow. It doesn't matter how, you just slap your foot on there. No. Try to step in a controlled fashion and in a silent fashion. Stepping silently will force you to step accurately and controlled in an accurate and controlled manner. Now, of course, this is not always possible, especially when it comes to outdoor climbing. Okay, sometimes you just have to quickly get your feet onto something with some accuracy. Okay, because you cannot hold your handholds that long because they are too bad, maybe. Yeah. So the most beautiful climbing style is not always the most efficient one. Keep that in mind. But if you want to learn how to step properly, and especially if you're a beginner, this is a really good tip. Just try to step as silently as possible. And another tip that I can give you, try to step quickly, okay? So not only accurately, but also quickly. Try, especially if you've got your warm-up routine, your warm-up traversing, and you already know the sequence a little bit, you got the sequence into your head, try to execute it as quickly as you can sometimes, okay? Challenge yourself a little bit. And really try to get that, you know, get some good leg stretching in before you start, and then try to run through this sequence and try to really make all the footsteps as quickly as possible. And this way you will, next time when you try it with a little bit less speed, you will think, oh man, it's easy, you know, I can step there, really convenient. It's a way to push your comfort zone again a little bit, okay? So that's my tips here on the toe tips. Step silently, and if you're convenient already, try to increase the speed a bit. Next question. Manny, I know you've got your own hangboard. I've built my own. You've built your own hangboard. Yes, that is true. But is there any hangboard for sale that I would recommend? Yes. If I would have to buy a hangboard, I would buy the Beastmaker 2000, and this is for a number of reasons. First of all, it's of wood. Okay, it's wood. It's really finely carved wood with a nice surface, which doesn't destroy your skin. I would not get a plastic hangboard. Why would you do that? It just ruins your skin, and it's friction wise, it's not superior to a wooden surface. Yeah, the contrary is the case. Okay, if you use chalk on your hangboard, the wooden surface is actually really good in my opinion. It's of one piece and it's really nice to mount. It also doesn't even look that bad, you know, it's a nice looking device. And the reason why I would get the 2000 and not the 1000 is because the 2000 has a number of features that the 1000 has not, and that is some awesome slopers. You have also the left and right really good training edges, the small ones, and you've got this classic middle edge in the lower floor, I think. The classic middle edge, which all these climbers out there use for one-arm training, and here you can really compare your finger fitness to the finger fitness of other climbers. Now, the one thing that the 2000 does not have and the 1000 has is jogs, complete jogs. And in my opinion, there are still very good holds on the 2000er as well for warming up and stuff like that, okay? And if you cannot even hold these holds, then I would not recommend you to hangboard at all, okay? There you probably make better gains if you just keep climbing a little bit more, you know, and get some basic finger strength in so that you can get these holds, so you can hold these holds and not have to rely on some super big jogs, okay, of the jogs of the 1000er. So in my opinion, if you want to get a hangboard, get the Beastmaker 2000 for these reasons. And yeah, that's it for this question. Manny, what are your thoughts? I don't know if you have talked about that, but what are your thoughts on a weight vest? I've tried the weight vest sometimes. Actually, I tried the weight belt. I built some construction, my own weight belt actually, and where I can remove and add weights. I can add weights up to 6 kilograms, I think, and in steps of 1.5 kilograms. So it's really nice actually. But my experience was that I was making better progress if I just make the holes a little bit smaller. Okay. I think making holes smaller is a better way of increasing difficulty than increasing your own weight. Now, why do I think that? I'm not really sure. I just think if you would increase the difficulty outside, what would happen? The holes would get smaller, right? Or the distance between the holes would get bigger. It's not necessarily that you would get heavier. So there is a difference between simply just getting heavier or really making the holes smaller and making the distances larger. So if you have the feeling that you are really confident on a boulder, you have to invent a new and harder problem. That's just how it is in my opinion. So there are kind of certain exceptions from this rule, and there is, for example, if you have training devices which have only very rough steps of difficulty increasement or decreasement. I don't know if I can call it like that, but that's how I call it now anyway. One example would be the hangboard. For example, the hangboard in my gym has very huge rungs. And they, for the longest time now, they didn't have a hangboard with smaller rungs, okay, with smaller grips. So they had these huge rungs with quite a big distances, and I could very easily do, at some point, I could make 3 distances, 2 distances, and again 3 distances, okay? That was really easy for me, but doing 3 distances and another 3 distances, so the 147, was always very hard for me. So there you have a really, the easy way is very easy for you and the hard way is very hard for you, and you don't have any steps in between. That's kind of a problem. So what you can do then, slap some weight on your body and do the very easy way that you're already confident with and make it a little bit harder, okay? Push it a bit more into the direction of the hard option. So in the case, I would do the three distances, 2 distances, and again 3 distances with 3 kilograms bonus weight, for example, and then it would feel so hard that I had the impression, oh nice, now I can get a nice training stimulus in again. The same is, of course, if you, let's say you have a hangboard with only one edge, okay, one edge, this is one hold size and that's it, you have not anything else. And you can already hang this edge one-handed. Well, what will you do? You don't have any other option than taking the same edge but slap some weight on to make it even harder, okay? So these are my thoughts on a weight vest. If you have a bouldering wall, for example, you simply should invent a harder problem. If you want to increase the difficulty, make the holes smaller, make the distances larger. Probably will get you further than repeating all the easier problems just with a weight vest, okay? So that's that. What you can also use it for is actually for some experimenting. So let's say you've got a boulder which you are already convenient on and you know the grade. It would be interesting how much weight you have to add to your body to make it one grade harder, for example, okay? So this is another thing which you could use it for some kind of grade experimenting. That's at least what I tried sometimes, and yeah, it was quite interesting. But other than that, simply make the hole smaller and distances larger. And let's get to the last question. Do you have any tips for slopers and pinches, for holding slopers and pinches? And yes, I would say I have one very important tip here, especially for slopers, and that is the 3-finger open grip. So the 3-finger open grip will definitely help you on slopers. I've made this experiment myself. I started some hangboarding on the 3 fingers open grip and my sloper performance improved really measurably, okay, significantly. It was kind of actually astonishing, and I thought actually this brought to my mind that the 3 fingers open grip could be a weakness of myself, okay? And for pinches, since pinches kind of force you to open up your hand, it's more or less the same thing. The 3 fingers open grip will help you with pinches. And another thing which adds to the pinch performance quite a lot is this muscle here, okay? This little muscle between the thumb and the rest of your hand, which is actually performing the pinch performance of the thumb, at least to some extent, okay? In order to train this one, you simply have to pinch a lot. I think there is not really another way to do this. I mean, there are some devices for warming up and stuff and slapping your fingers together. And I always see these people who are coming with their devices and warming up, like pumping their forearms up and stuff. But in my opinion, if you really want to train pinches, just put some pinches on your hangboard and really try to pinch them as hard as possible and hang for, 5 seconds, then 5 seconds shaking, 5 seconds again. Really pinch it. You simply have to pinch something which does not get smaller as you pinch it, okay? If that makes sense, because this is the most this is what resembles the pinch holes in the nature, okay, on the bouldering wall. And of course, you can simply make pinch boulders on the bouldering wall, okay? Simply search yourself some pinches. Don't make them too far apart in a sideways manner, because what happens then? The pinches will become side pulls. And this will allow you to kind of crimp side pinches again, okay? And that's not the purpose of pinch training. You want to put the pinches in above each other, okay? Make a pinch snake, so to say, because then you really have to pinch with all your force in order to hold these holds. And this is what will get you better at pinches. That's basically it. If you can, simply go into a tufa climbing area and do some pinching there. It will also get you better at pinches. That's also my experience. And you know what? I think we are through with this Q&A. I hope you liked it. This was a kind of a replacement video to another video, to this awesome outdoor bouldering video that I am currently working on. Hopefully I can get it done. Soon, because I think there were some amazing shots in this, and it was a really nice atmosphere in this forest. I love to get out into nature and enjoy the sounds of the birds and the wind and sunshine. It's just amazing. Now in the summer, when everything is so green. Alright, I'm getting off track again. I need to smash down my post-workout meal now. And I hope you had a great weekend again, fellow monkeys. Thanks so much for 25,000 subscribers. I'm psyched to the gills. Let's push this channel to 30,000, to the next big milestone. And keep crushing, my friends. Keep up the training. I hope you keep up the training. Do not get lazy, my friends, okay? Yeah, that's it. See you next time.